We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is the second episode for today. Not much has changed. Did some dishes. I ran up to the corner store trying to get some tubes and tobacco. Don't look like that's going to happen. Easter, which normally they're open on holidays, so it's kind of weird. But I don't know, I'll figure something out. I'll find a gas station that's 24/7, get some cigarettes, because I always try to roll my own. Saves money. I get like 3 cartons for the price of one. If you don't know anything about rolling your own cigarettes, there's an episode I did. It was a cigarette rolling machine. Go check it out. I'll link it down below if you're listening on Spotify. It's a Blue Pill podcast episode, so go check it out. But it'll save you a shit ton of money if you smoke. So it's gotten cold, dude. I had to put on a sweater, man. It's fucking cold here in Kentucky. 2 episodes ago, yeah, because I did one this morning. 2 episodes ago, Pam Bondi got fired. And she is being replaced with, let's see, let me pull it up, Todd Blanche. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I don't know nothing about this Todd Blanche guy. So I wanted to kind of delve into him, on who he is. If you guys know anything about him, hit me up in the comments below. The first person that I heard that even Pam Bondi got fired was, I heard from, Penguin Zero, which here lately, since these Epstein file shit, like, I told you all, man, I think the Epstein files woke a lot of motherfuckers up. Because I'm noticing when they released the Epstein files, even like blue pill content creators were talking about it. Like, everyone was talking about it. I mean, it's fucking nuts, you know? And I've never really... I seen this whenever Epstein, quote-unquote, killed himself in prison. I noticed that, like, the whole world was, like, conspiracy theorists for, like, a week. Not even a week. I'd say it was, like, 2 or 3 days. And then everybody just moved on back to their normal life. But with the Epstein files, yes, it has lost interest in a lot of people. Like, even, like, the Google searches have went down and shit. If statistics are even real. I know I haven't stopped talking about it, and I won't stop talking about it. I will die on that hill. To me, the most important thing right now is the Epstein files. I think this alien stuff is distraction. I mean, I cover it here and there because it is fun, but my main focus on this channel for years, since Pizzagate really, has been child trafficking. You know, child trafficking, child sex abuse. That to me is my main concern. It's why it aggravates me so much when people are like, yeah, the Epstein files are distraction. I'm like, distraction from what, motherfucker? Like, what is more important to you than that the world is run by pedovores? Like, If there's something more important to you, that's not your main priority, you got your priorities fucked. But Penguin Zero was saying that Todd Blanche apparently is worse than Pam Bondi when it comes to the Epstein files. Like, at least she was releasing them. She was trying to distract you with the Dow and she was upset and shit, but at least she was somewhat releasing them, even though they're all technically, by law, supposed to be released by now. And for some reason, nothing is being done about that. I mean, they haven't faced any consequences for not following the law. They're literally breaking the law by not releasing them all. But I've heard that Todd Blanche is just like, yeah, I don't care about the files. Like, at all, whatsoever. So, last episode, or not last episode, but the episode before, well, technically it's Conspiracy Corner. So, yes, last Conspiracy Corner episode. We had talked about... Fuck, I just lost my fucking train of thought. I don't even remember what the fuck I was going to say. Hang on, let me recoup. Oh, last episode. I remember now. We were kind of like celebrating. And I told you guys, my mindset is I don't want to ever become like black-pilled. Yes, there are episodes where I'm kind of black-pilled, but I try not to be. I try to be white-pilled of like getting closer to God, trusting in yourself. Because don't get me wrong, no one's coming to save you. There ain't going to be no Jesus coming back to come and get you. I'm sorry, you need to save yourself. But that doesn't mean there isn't a God, and you shouldn't be close to him, you know? I feel that God intervenes once in a blue moon. But, because trust me, I do believe in miracles. I've had miracles in my life. Or I've had, been down on my luck, and then next thing I know, a $50 bill blows by in the wind, and I'm like, thank you, I needed that. Or, yeah, just random shit, But I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be black-pilled. But it does make me nervous, like, when things go our way. Like, everyone's celebrating Pam Bondi getting fired. But from what I'm hearing, this Todd Blanche dude is probably, if not the same, worse. But I really don't know much about him. I've seen his name pop up multiple times. So we're going to kind of do a little deep dive, and I'm going to learn. And if you don't know much about him either, we'll learn together. So Todd Blanche, Trump's former defense lawyer, steps in as acting attorney general. I can speak English. It is my first language. I promise. In recent years, Todd Blanche has been the lawyer President Trump has turned to over and over in his times of need. So I'm guessing he's the one that got him off when he was getting arrested and all that jazz. All his legal proceedings. It was Mr. Blanche who defended Mr. Trump in 3 of the 4 criminal cases he was facing. So 3 out of 4, 75%. Losing 1 to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, but effectively winning 2 against the special counsel Jack Smith. I don't know much about this Jack Smith fella. If you know anything, let me know in the comments below. It was Mr. Blanche who took the number 2 position at the Justice Department, stepping in as Deputy Attorney General to run the agency day to day when Mr. Trump was reelected. So he was 1 step down from Pam. So that right there should be concerning, because as deputy, he should have been fighting. And who knows? I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I really don't. I'm not a Q-tard over here, though, either. And like, yeah, it's trust the plan, Maybe he was fighting Pam and being like, hey, we need to release these files. And maybe, I don't know. All I can do is hope that he was, fighting on our behalf to, like, get the files released and shit. but who the fuck knows, man? And now it is Mr. Blanche whom the president has called upon again. See, that's concerning right there, because we all know how hesitant and downright retarded Trump has been with these Epstein file release. It's a Democrat hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. They're using this against me. Well, technically, if you're not in the files, how can they fucking use it against you? You know? I mean, I've had people try to come against me with, like, crazy shit. And there's a reason why I'm walking free, you know? Because the shit that I have had people come against me was not fucking true. And there's not enough fucking evidence to convict or bring me to court or anything like that, because it's like, yeah, it's all bullshit. Like, it's just funny. But the thing is, though, like, if I wasn't in the Epstein files, and by the way, if you're in the Epstein files, that doesn't mean you're automatically guilty. They put out a list of names who were in the files, and they were being smartasses. Like, Janis Joplin's in there, Elvis Presley's in there. All it means is your name was mentioned in the files. Joe Rogan's in there. And automatically, anti-Joe Rogan people were like, Joe Rogan's in the Epstein files. And it's like, do you know why he's in the Epstein files? Because a friend who was both a friend of Epstein and a friend of Rogan, because Rogan interviews everyone, so Rogan's friends with, like, just about everyone, if not an associate, kept wanting to get Epstein on the show, and Rogan Googled him and was like, no, this dude's a sex offender, what the fuck? He's like, no, he's not coming on. Luckily, he does his research, you know, before he just lets someone on the show, but, yeah, can you imagine in an alternate timeline, like, Joe Rogan did not Google Epstein and just let this dude on his show, and there's, like, an episode with Epstein and Joe Rogan, like, in an alternate timeline? How fucking insane would that have been if Epstein was on Joe Rogan's? Like, I don't know. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, so Joe Rogan's in the files, you know? But the point I was trying to make, though, is, like, if you're scared to release the files and you're in the files, it's probably not looking good. And I don't know about you, but I've been kind of looking through these files. There's a lot of sketchy fucking shit in there. Like Trump throwing a baby off of a fucking dock, allegedly. Some girl, Trump was getting a blowjob from her. She bit his penis, allegedly. Like, there's bad shit in there against Trump, dude. Does not look good. It was Mr. Blanche who took the number 2 position, blah, blah, blah. And now it is Mr. Blanche, whom the president has called upon again. This time in another moment of turmoil to serve as the acting attorney general after the abrupt firing of his predecessor, Pam Bondi. Mr. Blanche, 51, brings a mixed record to the job. He has spent the past year or so enabling the wholesale publicization of the Justice Department and losing the trust of many federal judges, while still serving as a last-ditch bulwark against the president's most extreme attempts to seek vengeance against his enemies. Which, it's all the theater of politics, it's all pro wrestling, and Trump is using it, the Epstein files, to say, like, oh, it's a Democrat hoax, don't pay attention to it, they're trying to get me. And all the Q-tards are like, yeah, if he's in the files, it's not true. Cognitive dissonance. I've always said, dude, you could literally show a video of Donald Trump, like, raping a baby and then tearing it open and eating it raw. And the Q-tards would still go, yeah, I don't believe it. It's a psyop. It's deep fake, you know. And you could run it through AI computers and everything, and they'd be like, well, you see, the deep state owns the AI, and, yeah, it's not real, like. Or you could do it in front of them live, and they would go, it's a hologram, you know. Trust the plan, dude. Trust the plan. These people are fucking brainwashed. He has overseen the destruction of the department's traditional norms of independence from the White House, often treating Mr. Trump not as chief executive, who could benefit from his legal advice, but rather as a loudmouth client whose orders must be followed. So this is saying that Blanche is his little bitch, Trump's bitch. At the same time, he holds his pocket. At the same time, he has on occasion showed himself to be loyal to his roots as a former federal prosecutor trained in the Southern District of New York, and has held off some of the president's most impulsive efforts to open criminal cases unsupported by the evidence. Okay, so that's a little bit of hope that he's like, hey, bro, like I used to work in law, as far as like being a lawyer, like you gotta have evidence, man. This case ain't gonna stand up, you know. And he did get Trump. Trump was untouchable with all that court shit. I mean, he got like one arrest and was what, in jail for like 24 hours, maybe 48. Like, so he sounds like he's a good lawyer, which that don't mean shit. Lawyers, what is it? Never trust a lawyer, never trust a politician, and never trust a car salesman. That's what I've always heard, you know. At the same time, he has on occasion shown himself. Okay, yeah. While it remains unclear how long Mr. Blanche will remain in his new job, whoever ends up replacing him, if indeed he is replaced, will step into a department that he has shaped in his own image. More than most justice departments, where the center of power typically resides in the Attorney General's office, this Justice Department has been largely guided by Mr. Blanche's office. His allies and his acolytes are everywhere and wield outsized power. Akash Singh, I'm guessing this is an Indian dude. I think I seen an interview with this dude. He might have been a politician or something. On his most senior aides, has assumed the role of communicating orders to and setting priorities for the 93 U.S. attorneys' offices across the nation. Another top aide, Colin McDonald, was recently put in charge of a high-profile effort to crack down on fraud while working with President J.D. Vance. Did you see here recently J.D. Vance was talking about how aliens are demons and shit? Which I want to do a whole episode possibly talking about that. That shit was fucking nuts. Matt Gaetz has come out too talking about aliens. I know it's a distraction, but I don't know though. Is it a distraction if you're a Christian? I mean, you should be agreeing with J.D. Vance, because there's this whole movement right now with aliens are demons, and I disagree, but I agree. I think there's a trickster element, the trickster phenomenon. I might do a whole episode on that shit. It gets fucking nuts, and I don't think people can wrap their heads around. I mean, there are people that can, who think like me, but not most people. Most people are like stuck in like Christianity or stuck in ufology, which is almost a religion within itself, or ancient astronaut theology, which is a religion, or ancient astronaut theorism, I should say. Sorry, not theology. But people get set in their ways, and I think that it goes much deeper. I think we're all talking about the same things. We're just giving them different names, you know. But that's just me. Dr. John Sawyer, the Solicitor General, worked with Mr. Blanche as a private appellate lawyer defending Mr. Trump. So did Stanley E. Woodward, Jr., the Associate General who oversees civil matters at the department. Woodward. It cracks me up. Johnny Woodward for Broken Simulation. Sam Tripoli and him, they do a podcast together. And Sam has known this dude for like a billion fucking years. His name's Woodard, and he still calls him Woodward to this day. Like, it's like, Sam, like, how long have you known this dude? It is hard to imagine any successor replicating the close relationship Mr. Blanche forged with Mr. Trump, which is concerning. To me, that is very concerning. If they are that tight, dude, I've told you guys my past. I voted for Trump. I used to be a Q-tard. So I don't want to hear TDS in the comment sections, which after all this Epstein shit, I don't think anyone should be using that word TDS anymore. It's kind of cringe at this point. If you're still MAGA and still a Q-tard, like, you're kind of fucking retarded at this point. Sorry. And I'm not saying the left is right either. I'm moderate, you know, like I'm fucking purple, you know. But it's very concerning that he is so tight with Donald Trump, because we already know Donald Trump allegedly is most likely a PDF file. I mean, the way he's pushed back on the fucking release of the Epstein files, his connections with Epstein, what's in the files, most people haven't even read the files. It's pretty disgusting shit. He's sketchy as fuck, dude. The dude used to go into, like, girls' locker rooms while they were changing and shit. Like, little girls. Like, pubescent, you know, like 14, 15-year-olds, like, butt naked, and he's just in there just chilling. Like, what are you doing? That's pedophilic shit. There's no reason you should be in there. But I'm a judge or I'm the owner of this beauty pageant. Like, okay, that's probably where he met Erica Kirk, allegedly. You know, because she was in one of his pageants. But yeah, they forged a friendship together while defending him in the courtroom. This includes Lee Zeldin, the administrator of Environmental Protections Agency, EPA. Sorry, you ever seen the Simpsons movie? Whose name was floated for this job this week. I don't know much about this Lee Zeldin. Let me know in the comments below if you know anything, if he's worth a deep dive, if he's sketchy or something. Give me just a second. I just thought of something. I need to write it in my notebook. Even after Mr. Trump was convicted in Manhattan 2 years ago on charges of falsifying business records to cover up a sex scandal that erupted on the eve of the 2016 election. I'm guessing, I can't remember what that one was about. We might have covered it. I don't know. Mr. Blanche, it's been so long. And I've got like 650 something episodes, so it's kind of hard to remember what we covered and haven't. Mr. Blanche never lost his famous client's trust. That was largely because he often mimicked his boss's penchant for aggression, employing a brawl and stall style that blended legal bellicosity with persistent attempts to seek delays. Well, that's smart if you have more money than your opponent. During my divorce with my ex-wife, and by the way, I wasn't the one doing it. She drug it out for like a year and a half. When it could have just been a simple divorce. And what happened was my Nana is a baller. And she ended up loaning me like thousands of dollars, which I did pay her back. I told her, I was like, Nana, I got you. I will pay you back. And my mom was even like, dude, Abe's a baller. This was back when I was working at Beaumont Inn. I bartended for 8 years. And I was like, I wasn't rich, but dude, I was making like $200-300 a night sometimes, like crazy amounts of money. I was stacking chips, and I was single. Like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I didn't have a bitch to spend money on. It was like, yeah, I was just balling, dude. I'd go home, smoke weed, drink cheap beer, and watch TV and read books and just stack chips, dude. But what happened was Dina had hired a lawyer. And by the way, she's dead, so it doesn't matter if you know who she is or don't. She's passed away. But she ran out of money. And as soon as she ran out of money, suddenly everything's getting wrapped up in court real quick. The court doesn't give a fuck. The court wants its money. The lawyers want their money. So if they can drag it out, they'll drag it out. You know? But yeah, as soon as she started running out of money to where she couldn't hire another lawyer or like pay the one that she had, suddenly it wraps up. All in my favor, just because I outmoneyed you. That's how it works, dude. And Trump, I mean, we all know Trump's wealthy as fuck, so like, yeah, I could see him like, fuck it, I'm just gonna outmoney these motherfuckers, you know? Just drag it out as long as I can. Mr. Blanche's ties to Mr. Trump only grew stronger during the two cases Mr. Smith brought against him, one accusing Mr. Trump of seeking to overturn the 2020 election, and the other charging him with illegally holding on to classified documents after he left office in 2021. Which is hilarious because the election was like obviously stolen by fucking Biden. I mean, that's just fucking obvious at this point, dude. Like, if you do not see that, if you think that Joe Biden was more popular than Barack Obama, you're fucking retarded. Also, I find it hilarious that, and I'm not saying it's right, neither one should be having classified documents, you know? But Trump, they were accusing Trump of having classified documents, and then I kid you not, like, it was like a year later, maybe, the same fucking thing happened. They found a box of, like, classified documents, or several boxes of classified documents, that were sitting in Joe Biden's garage next to his Corvette. Do you remember when he would, like, pretend to drive his Corvette? When he was trying to, like, look youthful and, see, I'm all spry, and literally this exact same thing. Like, they're both just chilling with documents. Like, they're both scumbags, but you know what I mean? It's just funny how, like, well, you did this, well, so did you. Like, we all do this shit. We're all fucking criminals, you know? It's hilarious. Theater. It's pro wrestling, you know? It's a big club, and you and I aren't in it. Those two cases, which Mr. Smith was forced to dismiss after Mr. Trump was reelected, were not just victories for Mr. Blanche. They effectively set the agenda for his tenure at the Justice Department, where he has spent much of his time not only overseeing multiple attempts to use the courts to go after the president's enemies, but also carrying out a widespread purge of the federal agents and prosecutors who worked on the Trump investigations. I mean, can you blame him, though? I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, if all these motherfuckers came against me and I came into power, first thing I would do is like, oh, heads are rolling. Y'all are fucking gone. Y'all are losing your fucking jobs, and if I can sue you into oblivion, I will sue you into oblivion. You reap what you sow. Don't ever come against me again. I will destroy you. I ain't gonna lie. Can't blame the motherfucker for being like, yeah, dude, fuck you, man. We're taking you out. He is proud of that work, or at least has arrested as much in public. Asserted as much in public. I can read, I promise. During an appearance at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Texas over the weekend, Mr. Blanche bragged to an audience of Trump supporters that the FBI Director Kash Patel has cleaned house at the Bureau, firing everyone who had touched a Trump case. Yeah, he cleaned house all right. Yeah, man. And we got the whole... What did he... Kash Patel said he'd turn it into a museum. Okie dokie. Yeah. So it sounds like this... What's his name? Todd? His first name? Yeah, Todd Blanche. Sounds like he's just as much of a fucking idiot as Pam Bondi. So that's who's going to replace Pam Bondi. Not looking good as far as the full release of the Epstein files, and not looking good for the future. I I don't know. I'm not trying to let it be a bummer, but if this motherfucker is going to be taking over Pam Bondi, it's a good thing to do a little deep dive and get to know who this motherfucker is. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're listening on Spotify. Fill out the polls. It helps push me up the algorithm. Feel free to comment. I do respond to every comment. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate to the channel, it helps pay for pens, papers, newspapers sometimes, every now and then, if there's a good article that I feel is important. If you do donate, I will snail mail you a bumper sticker and a bookmark. Right now, you get both until these run out. I only got like 3 or 4 left. So, if you're going to donate, now's the time to do it, because you get a bumper sticker and a bookmark. After the bumper stickers run out, it'll just be the bookmarks. And then once those run out, I plan on doing something like a trading card or something. I don't know. I feel if you guys are giving me, obviously I'm giving you free entertainment, free podcast. But if you're giving to me, I'm like, I want to give you something back. You know? I was telling my wife that. I was like, I need to come up with stickers or bookmarks or something. So that way, if they donate to me, like, here you go, you get something back. You know, it don't cost me much, but a stamp and an envelope, like, I don't mind doing that. But love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and happy Easter. I may put out another episode today. Who knows? Peace.